welcome back to the Den of Nerds. I am Josh, and I want to talk to you about the Fantastic Four movie. The movie just released a very cool new trailer.
Yeah, boy.
And I just broke that down, including all the context from the leaks and the rumors. But I promised you in that video I would talk about the post-credit scenes for this film. This is going to involve Chris Evans and his role in the movie, and some crazy rumors that I have heard about what it's going to entail. And I also want to speculate about Dr. Doom and a potential other post-credit scene. Even though I haven't exactly heard that this is in the movie, I still expect it. Frankly, I think Marvel's pulling out all the stops they possibly can with these post-credit scenes. Fantastic Four is the last MCU movie before Avengers Doomsday, and it has a big job of setting that up. All right, so let's get into it. Spoiler warning, but also take it with a grain of salt, guys. I try to explain this as often as I can. Marvel changes things quite a bit. Some of the most reliable scoopers on the planet have gotten things wrong because Marvel just decided to go a different way. Now, the first thing I want to talk about in this video is the ending of the Fantastic Four movie and the big change that Marvel Studios made. If you watch the last video that I did, which was breaking down the trailer, I indicated that that shot where that planet's being destroyed, that is not actually the Fantastic Four's Earth being destroyed. And in fact, it's just a vision that one of the characters is going to have, probably Reed Richards. But there have been long-standing rumors that the way the Fantastic Four movie was going to end was with that planet being destroyed. And I think many people thought that this was going to happen because you have Galactus and you have a planet in a completely different universe. So technically, this was the perfect setup to allow Galactus to destroy that Earth, possibly destroy that universe, and it not impact the 616 universe. But for whatever reason, Marvel has changed that. And now the destruction of the Fantastic Four universe is going to happen in Doomsday. But as I was explaining in yesterday's video, or whenever that video released, I don't know, because I record and then it sometimes takes a little bit of time to release these videos. Anyway, as I was saying in the other video, the fact that Franklin Richards is the desired thing, it's the MacGuffin that Galactus is after, and the fact that Franklin Richards will be aged up to either 10 or 13 years old for Doomsday indicates to me that the time between the end of the Fantastic Four movie and the start of Doomsday is likely to be around a decade. And I want you to keep that in mind because I believe it's a big clue as far as what's going to be happening in the post-credit scene of the Fantastic Four film. Okay, so let's talk about the post-credit scene and let's talk about Chris Evans. Now, several weeks ago, some insiders started talking about how Chris Evans was going to be in the Fantastic Four film. My initial reaction was that it would be Hydrant Captain America, and I just thought that would be so damn cool. But after I started talking about that publicly, some sources reached out to me and said, cool your jets, you the freaking fanboy. And they basically explained that he's going to be playing Johnny Storm in the film. And my initial reaction was like, what? That's lame. And after I said that this was lame, my source was like, oh, but wait, there's more. Ian Gulfrid and Jessica Alba will also be returning. So essentially, Chris Evans and the cast of the 2005 Fantastic Four movie will be in a post-credit scene for the Fantastic Four film. And I do believe this is something that's being shot right now. That's the reason that the Scoopers brought it up just a couple of weeks ago, because it was all coming together as the film was planning its reshoots, which have been confirmed to be going on right now. So I want to be crystal clear about this. That is all I know for sure. Now, I am going to speculate on what I think the scene is, and I did ask my source a couple of questions. I basically asked, is this something to do with like the void or the bridge or an incursion? And they said something like that, yes. And the only reason I'm being crystal clear here is because I'm about to speculate about what I think it would be, but we have to understand, this is my speculation. I don't know exactly what the post-credit scene is. I just know that it is the 2005 Fantastic Four. Okay, so what do I think this is? Well, I think Reed Richards, especially after learning about the multiverse and dying universes and his own son's molecular ability as an Omega level mutant, I think that's going to put Reed Richards on a pretty crazy path where he will continue to study the multiverse, trying to make sure that his own universe isn't destroyed. And I think as he does this, he will invent the bridge from Marvel Comics. Now, on a side note, I still think it's possible that the bridge and the Council of Reeds is somehow, some way in the Fantastic Four movie. That is not in any of the leaks. No source has ever confirmed that for me. It's just my speculation. And I think other Reed Richards will be a part of the Fantastic Four movie. And maybe that plot leak left that out to keep some surprise for us. Or maybe it's just not in the movie at all. Regardless, the bridge is a really cool concept. It is basically a tunnel that allows Reed to travel into other universes. He initially uses it to see a Council of Reed Richards from the multiverse. This is the Council of Reeds. It's this super cool thing from the Jonathan Hickman Fantastic Four run. And I won't bore you with all the details of that run. If you'd like, I could do a whole video breaking it down because it's super cool. The main thing you need to keep in mind is that years later, as the entire multiverse was collapsing in Jonathan Hickman's Time Runs Out, which was the prelude to his Secret Wars, Reed Richards recreated the bridge, and he used the bridge to witness other universes. They were just watching what other universes were doing as the entire multiverse was collapsing. And through the bridge, the Illuminati of 616 witnessed all kinds of other Illuminatis, all kinds of other Earths. There was even an Earth where Dr. Doom and Reed Richards were friends. Reed dies and Doom is heartbroken, and then Doom dies, and it really messes with Reed Richards. And I think something like that is exactly what will happen in this post-credit scene, where our Reed, Pedro Pascal, will witness through the bridge the 2005 Fantastic Four as their universe is destroyed. And I just think that would be so cool. Again, it's speculation, but it's like the perfect way to set up Reed years later after the events of Galactus and the Fantastic Four movie. He's still looking out there trying to solve all of these problems. He finds another Earth where there's a Fantastic Four team, and he watches that Reed Richards and that universe lose and be destroyed. Now, who is it that's destroying this universe? Well, there's three options. There's an incursion, the sort of natural destruction that's going to happen to all these different universes. It is explained in Quantum Mania. Maybe it's that, or maybe it's Dr. Doom himself, Rabum Allah, going around, the Great Destroyer. I mean, that would be an incredible way to actually set up RDJ's Dr. Doom. And I think the other option would be that it's either the Kangs or Galactus himself. Like, Galactus might be defeated in the Fantastic Four movie, but perhaps he is sent away into a different universe. And perhaps Reed Richards is actually trying to keep tabs on that Galactus. So that's some speculation. I think that's what it's going to end up being in the post-credit scene. It could also just be the TVA or something. Maybe they're pruning it. I'm not exactly sure. But now let's talk about RDJ's Dr. Doom. Now, RDJ's Dr. Doom is apparently not in the Fantastic Four movie at all. And I know that might be a bummer for people, but we've kind of always known that. The only rumors about Dr. Doom being in this movie come from Jeff Snyder, and they're years old, and he always indicated that Doom would either be at the very end of the movie or likely in a post-credit scene. And while I still believe that is probably the case, we don't know for sure. This was years ago, guys, so we don't know for sure. It would be so disappointing to me if there was no Dr. Doom in this movie, mostly because it is the direct setup to Doomsday. But I just want to put that out there because we don't know for sure. So just in the name of accuracy, I want to say he might not be in this. He might not even be in the post-credit scenes. However, I think it's the perfect opportunity to put a Dr. Doom post-credit scene into this movie, to get people to be excited for Doomsday, to get people to be shocked at how absolutely crazy RDJ Dr. Doom is. And that's kind of why I'm leaning towards a scene where Victor Von Doom takes out the 2005 Fantastic Four. So maybe it's all just one post-credit scene that absolutely blows us away, that sets up RDJ Dr. Doom by having him destroy the 2005 Fantastic Four's universe, or perhaps it's multiple post-credit scenes. One where the Fantastic Four's universe is destroyed, and then another one where we see Dr. Doom witnessing what Reed Richards is doing, or something like that. There's frankly so many different ways that this could come together, but either way, man, it really seems like the post-credit scene, possibly the post-credit scenes for the Fantastic Four, are awesome. So there you have it, guys. Crazy rumors and leaks when it comes to the post-credit scenes for the Fantastic Four. Chris Evans, Ian Guvrid, Jessica Alba, they're all back. I think it's going to be nuts. I'm actually really excited just for the movie itself, but I'm also really excited for this post-credit scene. Like, maybe this is the most hyped up I've been for a potential post-credit scene in like years. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.